back to the channel. It's the YouTube Carpet King right here, Riley, as always, every week trying to keep this thing going. And this week I noticed a lot of folks getting down, expressing some burnout, expressing some exhaustion on the infighting in the industry. I thought I would just speak on it while I'm here cleaning some snakes. So stick with me and share some moments of insight, and maybe you'll help find yourself a little more inner peace. Before we get going, I did want to give a major shout out and again show a lot of love and support for the two channel sponsors. Heli Guy Serpents, Chris, you're the man. Reptiles Express, you guys are the best as always. And yeah, you guys continue to spoil me, support me, and I appreciate it. If anybody hasn't heard yet, if you're shipping this year, use code Riley50 at Reptiles Express to get 50% off, up to 10 shipping labels per customer. Nobody else does it better than Reptiles Express, I promise you. Before we get into some of my thoughts here, I did want to say my cleaning method, which you'll notice in here, is rather repetitive. I do use single-use deli cups, but there just is too much inner conservationist in me to just dispose of single-use plastic like that. So I use a sponge, disinfect, scrub, and rinse them, and then replace as needed. Some of you are going to hate that idea. Some of you have all sorts of choice words to say. And my next comment will actually transition us nicely into the topic of today's video. If you don't have anything nice to say and you say it, I'm just going to delete your comment. Because there are so many people in not just the reptile world, but in life in general, that have gotten comfortable sitting behind their computer screens or their phones somewhat anonymously and just saying some pretty awful things to people that they definitely wouldn't have the balls to say to them in person, and you're kind of pissing everyone off. Now, I'm definitely guilty of doing a little bit of this back in my day, and I'm not perfect, and I'm still always striving to be better, but I think everyone's getting a little bit of an overdose of social media lately, and it's not doing anybody any good. And nowadays there's reptile companies starting their own social media platforms, which just seems like another failed Facebook group attempt, which is just, again, not healthy. I think what people need is less social media, not more of it. Ironic, as I'm putting together a video for YouTube, which is social media. I know. I get it, but I did find that even I was slipping and falling into a hole of caring about people's comments or what was posted, and what do they call it, doom scrolling and looking at everything and getting so caught up in it. What I come to realize now is that social media isn't real. I mean, it exists and it's on your phone and it's tangible, but it isn't real. That world out there is fake. The personas people put out of themselves are fake. You get a little tiny window into that, right? So keep that in mind. And when you're choosing to use social media, even for innocent reptile related activities, just know that you can be the most harmless, innocent person, and there's just going to be some negative Nancy that comes out of the woodwork regardless of what you do or don't do. So it is what it is. But I think the skill comes into play when you can learn to avoid it, ignore it, block it, silence it, tune it out, whatever it is. All these social media platforms, they do have block buttons. You can mute people. Some people think it's, chicken shit or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know. I think it's quite peaceful. All those sub 20-year-olds that think racks are cruel and that I'm an animal abuser, it's so much easier to silence you little kids. The ones who want to learn and have open minds and actually ask about this system of keeping, well, you guys can get wonderful conversations. And pardon me, it's 102 degrees outside and it's warm in the snake room, so I am perspiring. But continuing on, where did I leave off? I think I left off there. Yes. So, continuing on with that, I found that keeping Facebook off my phone for years now, like 7 or 8 years now, like never using it on my phone, just kind of posting for the Reptiles here on Instagram minimally and wherever as needed for advertising purposes, engaging with Patreon folks and friends and family. That's, all good and fun, but the rest of it I don't participate in anymore because it's just so bad these days. People are just quite awful to one another on the internet, and I see a lot of folks kind of changing in their ways of what they're putting out content wise, and I see people getting frustrated that otherwise were very composed content creators, and I don't really blame them. I feel them. Some of my favorite content creators who are the most composed have been slipping lately. I don't know if you guys heard that. Crebo did a little swan dive. But yeah, it's a tough time. Everybody's behaving like jerks on the internet, and everybody's trying to flex and do all these silly things. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not perfect. I've done all of this myself, but I am actively trying to share what I've found out, and that's removing myself from the majority of the social media and not really caring about it has profound benefits on me. One, I find myself spending more time with my animals, which was the whole point in the first place. Two, I'm enjoying my animals more. And three, I think a lot of people are starting to recognize the genuine nature of what I put out and how just kind of blasé I am about it. I don't do any sensationalism. I don't do anything clickbaity. I don't do any of that stuff. It's just, it is what it is, It's just kind of all love and reptiles around here, and I think that's the answer. I think you just, for anybody who's watching and feeling burnt out and frustrated with, their existence in social media, I think you just need less social media. Go back to why you got into this. If you're a reptile content creator, you didn't start creating content and then getting reptiles. You got reptiles and then started creating content. So go back to what you did first, which was loving your reptiles. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Again, the irony in this video is that I'm making a social media content piece right here while talking about the evils of social media. And I haven't even shown you one single snake yet. So if you're still watching this, one, good on you. Two, maybe this was something you needed. I don't know. Hopefully it helps. Anybody out there struggling with their existence on social media, I feel you. I have pulled way back where I can, and by that I mean I want to keep being present for, the snake breeding stuff that I do, but 'tis the modern dilemma, I suppose. Now I said I hadn't shown snakes this far, it didn't mean I wasn't gonna show any. How about this beautiful exanthic tiger? I'm gonna get my mug out of here. I love me some good exantic tigers, but just you wait. Wait till I put hypo with these guys. Put some hypo in the Xanac. Make some Xanac hypo tigers one day. Maybe some Xanac super hypo tigers. Who knows what else. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to say is your social media experience can be positive. You just have to make it positive. Okay? So consider it like your For You page if you guys are TikTokers, or your feed, or whatever it is on whatever subscription you actively participate on. It's like voting with your dollar. Tune out what you want to tune out. Make it a positive experience surrounding yourself. Only engage with positive energy. Only put out positive energy. And you'll pull yourself out of whatever funk and downtime you're in. Because I went through one for a year or two for sure. So, I hope that all helps. Hope you guys like that Xanac Tiger. Big shout out to all my patrons. You guys are wonderful. We talk about a lot of things in there, animal related, music related, but lately we've also been talking about mental health stuff. And we all go through it. Talking about it is better than hiding it, so yep. Again, big shout out to my sponsors, Heli Guy Serpents. If you guys need any 3D printed snake perches or anything like that, check them out. Heli Guy Serpents on Instagram and at heliguyserpents.com. Use RR10 code at checkout for 10% off. You can get more discounts by joining my Patreon. Reptiles Express, love those folks. They're wonderful. Some of the best guys in the world, guys and gals, and their shipping and supplies are the best. So go to reptilesexpress.com and their sister company, premiumcrickets.com. And if you want to save some money, use code Riley15 at premiumcrickets.com and get 15% off. Riley50 at reptilesexpress.com to get 50% off up to 10 shipping labels per customer. You won't find anybody doing that. So they really care about hooking you up with deals, and then after that, you continue to ship with them. You'll continue to get more price breaks over time. I mean, it's the best. It's not like a membership you have to sign up for. You automatically get discounts. First time users automatically get 35% off. So they really take care of you. Give them a shot. Use that code, save you some money. Keep using them after. They've got great supplies. You know how it goes. And then last but not least, go show US ARC some love. Become a member if you are not. Go check out US ARC Florida. I'll have all their information down below. They are the only legislative body out there fighting for our rights against any rule changes, statewide, nationwide, what have you. There's a lot of stuff going on, Lacey Act amendments right now. So go keep yourself informed. They've got newsletters that go out. Membership is very important. Donations are very important. So go join up. And again, thank you to all my patrons. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody who helped me hit 3,000 subs lately. And you guys are awesome. I'm going to keep trying to squeeze in what little filming time I can every week to keep content coming out for you. And I hope you like this one. It's a little bit different than normal. And I will catch you all next time. Love, peace, and chain grease. Stay cool out there. It's hot. 102 right now. What the heck am I doing?